everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we're here to discuss Rangers 3, Hearts nil. We're back to winning ways, you know, 3 points, 3 goals and a clean sheet. Cheeky little Wednesday, lads. I've had worse. But as always, before we get into today's video, just a friendly reminder, in case you are new around here, make sure you be taking a second out of your day just to hit that subscribe button and join the nation on our way towards 55k. But without any further ado, let's just dive into it then, shall we? 3. In fact, there's the thumbnail. 3, 2, 1. Rangers 3, Hearts nil. Now, that was the final score. You know what I mean? I've already mentioned it was good to get back to winning ways, getting the 3 points, and more importantly, keeping a clean sheet, because we've certainly not done enough of that this season, and that's caused us a hell of a lot of problems. And I think Shagger, he deserves clean sheets. Would a Shagger joke be too obvious to insert in there? Too obvious? Now, the game in truth was actually killed and buried within 20 minutes, which was obviously a theme just a couple of months ago when we were beating people 5-0, 5-0 and the 4-0. We saw Rangers explosive starting and just putting teams to the sword, and thankfully against Hearts, who looked like they were actually going to be a very, very tough side, especially coming off an old firm defeat, was just blown away within 20 minutes, and it was honestly great to see. Now, Gerrard obviously made a couple of changes in the starting 11 with John Flanagan at left back, who I thought was absolutely outstanding, and if I'm honest with you, the amount of times he just dove in and just took people's souls with slide challenges, that's the first time I think in a very, very long time that one of our players just scared the opposition. You saw after he took that guy's soul and just never gave him it back, how many attacks did they go down his side? Barely any. They wanted nothing to do with John Flanagan because they knew that we're going to get their ass slided off. One of the other massive changes that Gerrard actually made to the starting 11 was dropping Daniel Candeias, which is something obviously I spoke about in the prediction video and I really expected to be slaughtered for, because I know how much everyone's protective of Daniel Candeias. We all love the guy. Just because I want him dropped doesn't mean I hate the guy or anything for that. It's just the last 5 or 6 games he's been absolutely putrid going forward. His work rate's never been in question. It's the creative side, and we've really been lacking as Daniel Candeias' form has just absolutely evaporated in the attacking sense. Now, the player we actually replaced him with wasn't the one I was fully expecting. I was expecting Grezda to come in there, but we actually replaced him with Steven Davis, and we need to talk about this midfield because for the first game and probably about 5 or 6, the midfield really controlled the game. I thought every single one of them was actually really good. I got to give Glenn Kamara, again, Ross McCrory unfortunately only gets played against Celtic. He's like a kill streak in Call of Duty, so it's good to see Kamara back. He absolutely strolled it, and we'll speak about him later on in the actual video. But Ryan Jack, very good performance again, going forward, defensively solid. Scotty Arfield, again, strong, running every single blade of grass. He is like the Daniel Candeias, but in the midfield, he just runs all frickin' day. And I thought Steven Davis, who obviously got brought in, worked really well, especially with Arfield. I thought they had some lovely 1-2s. You can see they've clearly worked on it. They had a really good understanding, and I honestly think the midfield certainly deserves a mention because they were absolutely brilliant, and they really controlled the middle of the park for us. And the last change that we actually need to discuss in the starting 11 was one that was actually forced on us. That was Alfredo Morelos, because of the suspension was taken out, and Mr. Jermaine Defoe started, and my God, was he absolutely terrific. In my personal opinion, this is the best Jermaine Defoe that we've seen in a Rangers shirt so far this season. I know that's his 6th goal overall, but this game I thought he was absolutely brilliant. He done a lot more than what I'm actually used to seeing of a Jermaine Defoe. You know, the guy that normally stays in and around the box, who doesn't really get involved in much, doesn't hold the ball up, won't he run to the channels, he wants to stay in the width of the box. This Jermaine Defoe was holding off Christophe Berra in the wings. He was getting in between the centre halves, twist and turn movements, winning easy, clever free kicks in and around the halfway line, not getting involved in anything stupid. Jermaine Defoe really put a mature performance out there, and he certainly deserved his goal. In fact, and within the first couple of minutes, he put the ball in the back of net again, but that was obviously ruled for offside. But that was a warning sign for Hearts, and they just never learned. I thought his movement, his strength, which I've never seen, if I'm honest with you, and I've seen quite a bit of Jermaine Defoe, especially when he played for Tottenham, I never knew he had that on him. Made Christophe Berra look like Rob Kiernan or something. It was absolutely terrific from Jermaine Defoe. Now let's actually continue with the Jermaine Defoe talk, because obviously he got the first goal of the game. Very swift attacking, free-flowing movement from the Glasgow Rangers to actually get the build-up. I know it sort of falls to Jermaine Defoe, but the left-footed volley, I know it hits the underside of the bar, but I genuinely believe that's a top-class finish. The litness in and around the box again, and he truly deserved his goal. That is the Jermaine Defoe that we all need right now, especially with Alfredo Morelos being suspended for 4 games. If Jermaine Defoe is going to play like that throughout the entire games, Alfredo Morelos might have something to think about the next time, because I don't think he should be rushed back in if Defoe can keep this form actually up. Now, obviously, Alfredo Morelos is a terrific player. I'm not saying drop him, he shouldn't play around like that, but at least it's given him something to actually think about, that he's actually got pressure on him, and Jermaine Defoe certainly did that. But let's actually move on to the second goal now, and it came from the big centre half, Mr. Connor Goldson himself. You saw the passion with the celebration, and his header wasn't too bad either, but we need to talk about the actual cross, because I mean, we never even discussed James Tavernier, we never even broke down, the first goal and talked about how influential Tavernier was in the first goal, but the second goal, you see all the ability of Tavernier when he's on his day, and I thought he was absolutely outstanding, making such a crucial massive error on Sunday. You know what I mean? I phoned my therapist and said, you know what, we can stop talking about Harry Forrester for a while, we've got Tavernier's past to discuss. I mean, that was built in there, that massive mistake, so I can only imagine what he was feeling for the last couple of days waiting for this game of football. But if that performance is anything, it certainly showed the old reaction. I thought Tavernier was absolutely outstanding, was involved in all 3 goals, and the second goal, you see his ability on it and getting the 14th assist of the season. Now, before we actually jump to the third and final goal of the game, by the way, I just want to talk about the creativeness, because I thought Ryan Kent again was absolutely outstanding. He made so many nice little one touches. Davis was getting involved, Arfield, Jermaine Defoe. That was the biggest takeaway I got, especially from that first 45 minutes of football. Sacrificing the other winger like Daniel Candeias makes us a lot more unpredictable. I thought everyone interchanging and exchanging positions in the midfield just confused Hearts and never knew who was going to be where, and it made us actually unpredictable for once. Instead of being running down the right with Daniel Candeias and Tav and whipping it in, or going down the left, like so boring and predictable, this interchanging free-flowing formation was absolutely brilliant, and you saw a seasoned centre-half like Berra no kenning where anybody was. So before we speak about the third goal, I just want to know your thoughts and opinions on the actual formation. What did you see from the Glasgow Rangers, and would you like to obviously see that in the next game, or would you go back to the old formation and bring Daniel Candeias back in? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. But now, over to the third goal, and guess who was involved with a wonderful cross? Guess, it was Captain Tavernier. Now, this cross was absolutely brilliant, by the way. It runs like he's running full pelt to actually catch the ball, and he gets his foot right round it, wraps it right into the middle. Defoe's read the ball very well, gets a good volley in it. You've got to give the Hearts goalkeeper a lot of credit. He makes a fantastic save, but Arfield gambles that there was going to be a save or a rebound. He continues his running, gets to the rebound and smashes it into the back of the net, and if it wasn't already game, set and match, that certainly just finished it. That was the final nail in the coffin, and I thought Arfield's work rate in the old firm and his ability on the ball then, and even the work rate in this game, that goal was certainly deserved, and that's good to see. Hopefully now, if we are doing this formation longer and having that extra man in the midfield, Arfield can gamble more and get in and around the box more, which will obviously bring his goals and assists back up to where it should be. And throughout the rest of the actual game, there wasn't any necessary clear-cut chances. It was a pretty controlled and managed second half from Rangers, just keeping the ball moving, keeping the clock ticking, and obviously getting those 3 points and making sure they kept an actual clean sheet. Worrell had a couple of good slide challenges and got involved in a couple of things, but you know what I mean, him and Goldson I thought were solid all night. Flanagan was absolutely superb, you know what I mean, he's became sort of a meme, but if he's putting in those level of performances, those fully committed performances, I mean, it can't be too long till it actually plays again, because it's hard to actually imagine what it's like to sit out for so long and just be thrusted in because there's pretty much no one else. You know what I mean? You can't really feel motivated or maybe even wanted, but he came in, full-hearted performance. It looked like he still wanted to be here, rolled his sleeves up and done the dirty things very well. And like I said earlier on in the video, he scared them to absolutely death. No one wanted anything to do with Flanagan, and I've already talked about Tav enough, but there is one other thing that we need to talk about Captain Tavernier. The one other chance in the entire second half, Tavernier almost got a 4th assist on being involved in 4 of the 4 goals that was actually scored. He whipped a delicious corner in. Now, Christophe Berra does get his head to it. Grezler reads it very well. It's kind of reaction sort of play, and it ends up hitting the post. It's honestly this close to going into the back of the net. But yeah, that was pretty much it. It would have been great to see Grezler getting a goal for his confidence, but if I'm honest, that level of performance against a very physically strong Hearts side is just what Rangers need to go out and make a clean sweep for the rest of the season. I think that is what is actually needed as well. And who knows, if we actually keep 11 men on the field, we might just actually do that. Now, the official man of the match did go to Stephen Davis, but the Rangers TV man of the match went to Glenn Kamara, so I'm very curious to see what you guys are actually thinking. Who was the man of the match in that game? I'm pretty sure there's 5 or 6 candidates for the man of the match, which is actually pretty damn good. Maybe even more than that, the more you actually think about the game. But for me personally, it was one man. It was actually Mr. Glenn Kamara. I thought he kept everything ticking and moving. And it's not just the fact that he just gets the ball and keeps it going. It's he's got everything about him, you know what I mean? He can be a luxury style player, but then he's got the hard work to actually back up and get amongst people. He can make the silky touches and move away from people and glide across the park with the ball. But then he's got the thing where he'll no duck out a 50-50, he'll get stuck in, and he's got the wee bit of the nasty side on him as well with the aggressiveness, but in the right way when he actually gets the frickin' ball. He's quite a clever on that player as well. For me, just another fantastic performance from Mr. Glenn Kamara, who I think gave us a wee bit of a reminder of what we may or may not have actually been missing versus Celtic, that bit coolness on the actual ball. But now we've both had our say, it's time to jump over to Twitter and hear from the people. But before we do that though, grab your refreshments everyone, and let's toast the lads after that fantastic 3-0 performance. 3, 2, 1, sponsor break. Now, I'm going to be honest, there was a bit of teardrop in that, okay? But it's not faking drinking if there's still a little. So over at Twitter, 954 votes in about the 50 minutes that it's actually been up so far. So thank you so much for getting involved. 6% votes for other, 17% votes for Jermaine Defoe, 23% of the people votes for Tavernier, but with 54% of the vote, the winner of the fan man of the match is Mr. Glenn frickin' Kamara. Stevie Brown writes in, thought Davis played great, starting off attacks from deep, all around good display though. Most even Flanagan played actually well. Dominant Doherty, said Kamara was brilliant tonight. Roy O'Neill said, I thought Captain Tav was better with his crossing tonight. Hopefully get more results like that after the split. Darren writes, Tav and Kent had brilliant game today. We are the people. Good to see Tav working so hard after that mistake on Sunday. Yeah, it shows a lot of mental strength as well. Danny Taylor writes, I chose other by accident, but I meant to pick Glenn Kamara, but Davis wasn't too far either, if I'm honest. Sparks Photography writes, Kamara gets better every time I watch him. Boy has a massive future. Ross Watson writes in, Kamara was immense, but for me it has to be Tav because he bounced back so well from his mistake against Celtic. He deserves to be the captain. Robbie writes in, Kamara was outstanding as well. So was Defoe. We played like the team we know we are, and I hope we can go on to win our last 6 games at the end of the season on a massive high. And the last one we'll actually read out, comes from Alfredo Morelos. He writes in, Tav, he created all 3 goals. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people, you've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, let me know down in the comment section below. And as always, shout out to the absolute legends on the Patreon's account if you'd like to help support the channel directly. The link for that is down in the description below. I've been CJ Over92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.